Okay, this is a mystery that I've been trying to solve for nearly 25 years, and I'm gonna need your help on it. I still remember the day that Kenan and Kel first aired on Nickelodeon here in the UK. It skipped the pilot and went straight in with episode 2, The Tainting of the Screw. And instantly I was all in and watched every night, be it a new episode or a repeat. But one specific thing that happens in this first or second episode that still creeps up on me every now and then asks the question, why? Now in this episode, Kenan nearly chokes to death on a screw in his tuna sandwich. Believing that it was the fault of the tuna company, he plans to sue them for $10 million. While fantasising about all the things they could buy, Kenan dreams of the usual stuff, cars, girls, gadgets and so on, whereas Kel doesn't dream of orange soda like you'd expect, because at this point in the show, he's not obsessed with orange soda, he's obsessed with ham.
Ham! Ham! Oh, ham! You're sick, man. I enjoy ham.
As far as I can tell, this is the only time this obsession is directly referenced, although it is kind of mentioned again in episode 6.
Ham,
What?
how'd you get to be so cute?
I eat ham.
I could just eat you up.
But after that, it seemingly dropped completely. For years I just assumed it had something to do with the fact that it could be alienating for certain audiences, as it's specifically a food that isn't eaten by large proportions of society for religious reasons, and that orange soda is just a bit more generic and innocuous, which also makes the show easier to sell in other territories. But if you go to the Nickelodeon website right now, it still states that he loves ham. And on social media, they're not shy at reminding us that Kel has more than one obsession. So what happened here? I mean, I assume orange soda is just a better situational prop. Kenan works in a grocery store after all, Rigby's, and it's easier to frame dialogue around Kel walking in, opening up the fridge, grabbing a bottle and delivering his lines.
Kel! Who loves orange soda? Kel loves orange soda. Is it true? Is it true? Mm-hmm. I do. Ooh.
Than it is to have him grabbing a packet of ham and going to town on it. Not to mention it's probably a lot easier to deliver your lines with the occasional swig of soda rather than chewing on cold cuts. And also, orange soda is a lot easier to store as a prop than meat, which has a tendency to rot. Now, this is where it gets additionally frustrating. This year I actually got the chance to directly message Kel Mitchell and ask him why this was dropped from the show, although I did have to pay for the privilege, but it's worth it to finally put this to bed. And do you know what he said? Nothing. He ignored me, took the payment and never responded, because as it turns out, you had to pay to ask the question, not to get an answer. For quarter of a century this has bothered me, so please, Kenan Thompson, Kel Mitchell, anyone who worked on the show, what happened to Kel's love of ham? Was it a religious thing? Was it just more difficult prop to work with and store? Was him lovingly caressing large quantities of pink meat something that brought about connotations that shouldn't be in a kids show? This question has lived rent-free in my head for too long. So do let me know down in the comments section if you have any idea, because I will not be dropping this anytime soon. But until next time, I will see you in the next one, in which I hopefully have an answer.